It's 8:30. Good morning, I'm Ian Crouch with Hunter News. Anyone caught hosting wild house parties in Lake Macquarie can expect to cop some hefty penalties. It turns out hundreds of revellers at last Friday's out-of-control party at Charlestown were charged a $4 entry fee. However, council says this means the venue can be deemed a nightclub and organisers face prosecution for running such a venue without a development application. Dungog Mayor Harold Johnston says council needs to find a way to stand on its own 2 feet to remain sustainable into the future. He's poured cold water on an offer from Port Stephens Mayor Bruce McKenzie for both councils to merge voluntarily, saying they don't share a lot in common. Harold Johnston says he wants the state government to compensate council for all the time, effort and money spent on exploring a merger with Maitland Council before this is even discussed.
This council spent a lot of money responding to proposals from Maitland, Gloucester and Port Stephens. Now, for the government just to come along and sort of wipe their hands on it is not good enough at this stage. So before we start talking about things like that, face-to-face discussion with the government about all the money, all the time, staff in this council has spent.
Police have carried out more raids in Newcastle as the crackdown on firearms continues. It follows the theft of more than 40 guns from a self-storage facility in Newcastle West last year. Heavily armed police raided a house in Maryland yesterday afternoon and seized drugs, batons, a stun gun and ammunition. No arrests were made. It comes after another raid on a Wall's End property on Tuesday night. A 21-storey residential tower has been proposed for Nelson Bay Skyline as part of the revitalisation of the CBD. The proposed development is 4 times the accepted 5-storey limit and is being met with some opposition from the community. Port Stephens Mayor Bruce McKenzie says development is necessary to increase traffic to the CBD and redevelop the Donald Street car parks.
If the traders around the CBD Nelson Bay want to be viable in the future, we have to have people living there and we have to have people with the money to come and develop those sites. And I assure you, they're not going to come to town unless they can build up. As long as they can provide service to those buildings, I can't see anything wrong with proper locations to go to 12, 14 stories.
The pending arrival of the V8 supercars race in Newcastle has cleared the way for new car parking spaces in the city. The state government will install the extra 215 spaces in the East End. However, they'll conduct a community consultation before deciding the precise location of the new spaces. Tourism Minister Adam Marshall says aside from providing much-needed parking during the event, they'll be retained after the race to give a permanent boost to city parking. A one-way contraflow from Zara to Watt Streets is expected to be constructed later this month, lengthening the one-way Shortland Esplanade leading to Nobby's Beach. The work will see ageing walls south of Newcastle Beach Surf Lifesaving Club rebuilt to provide improved access to the beach from Shortland Esplanade, continuing the Bathers Way shared pathway. Footpaths and roadways will also be replaced, as well as improvements undertaken for on-street parking.
Sport for our sponsor, PRD Nationwide East Maitland.
Newcastle Knights rookie Dylan Fithian has been given the important fullback spot and is looking to prove himself in Saturday's trial against Canberra. Peter Matautia and Nathan Ross have either played or trained in the role during the off-season, but coach Nathan Brown says 21-year-old Fithian has tremendous ability and is a natural footy player.
He ticks a couple of boxes, and I don't think there's a fullback playing the game that doesn't handle the physical part of it in first grade. All of them will handle the physical side of the game well, and I'm sure Pith will cop his knocks and bumps, but I'm sure he can handle that part of the game okay.
NPL soccer side Edgeworth has kept the visiting Chinese Super League team Liaoning Hu Win without a victory during their tour of the region. They played out a 2-2 draw last night at Jack McLaughlin Oval, with big money players like Socceroos stars James Holland and Robbie Cruz unable to topple the spirited local side. And Wall's End's Justin Sanger has found the transition to international first-class cricket tough going, making a second ball duck for the Prime Minister's 11 in their loss to Sri Lanka. And the winning numbers in Wednesday Lotto are 30, 26, 43, 39, 3 and 6, and the supplementaries are 35 and 36. 2NURFM News Time, 26 to 9.